Hey guys, Richie here from RW Hobbies. We're going to carry on with the A-6E-TRAM build to 48 scale, and today we're going to work with the beautiful Quinta Studio Set and do the cockpit. So this little guy here, you're already going to see it on the camera, came out really well, so we're going to talk about this one. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, welcome back everybody, and we're getting into the cockpit, which is going to be a lot of fun, I think. So I put this off a little bit because, as you know, I wanted to order the Quinta Studios 3D decals for this because you can see quite a lot. The cockpit's big, it's tandem cockpit, and there's a lot going on in there, and it just looks fabulous. So they just recently released it at the time of filming this, and I got my hands on one, which we'll look at in a minute. Now, I did keep wanting to call it Le Quinta, like the motel chain, but it's actually Quinta Studio. So here's instructions we're going to work on today, pretty much a cockpit tub. Just this page here. We'll talk about seats in a little bit, but mainly the cockpit tub, which I've kind of put together already. Not put the control sticks in yet, because we'll do that later. And there she is. So, assembled it all, primed it, Mr. Surface 1500 black, added some white to create some shading, pre-shading effects, and just a light coat of my usual MRP dark gold grey, which is my go-to for all cockpits, modern US. Now, I can mention this every time. I've had this bottle like 4 or 5 years, and use such a little tiny amount for just a couple of drops each cockpit. It lasts forever. It's just nice and thin, and you can see that pre-shading coming through. So I assembled all this stuff together. Don't care too much if you about the seams back here because the seat's going to block that. You're not going to see it. Also got the instrument panel I've done. And I've also done the inside of the fuselage too. Right here, just this little, oh, I forgot I zoomed in. Let me zoom back out again. This little bit right here, just so I painted that. I had to paint the gun, so I painted those areas as well. So painted it up. Well, take a step back. Before I did that, I sanded off all the raised details, just like we can do the Edward PE stuff. All the little switches and buttons, sand off. You'll leave this guy intact. The throttle box right here. The rest will get sanded away, and same with here. Sanded it back to make it kind of flush, so you can put your the decals on there. So that's what we got there. We're going to go with the airy seats, especially for the EA6A. And this is Aries 4403. So 2 little seats there. Yep, we've got some photo etch harnesses, which we probably won't use because the Quinta set comes with some harnesses here, which these 3D decal things we'll probably use instead of the photo etch. So we'll talk about seats later once we've done a cockpit tub. And here we go. So here's the Quinta Studio set. Let me kind of move all this out of the way so we've got kind of multiple stuff on the go. And it comes in this little bag, and it's a lot smaller than I think. Compared to my hand, it's tiny. So you get basically 3 little packs of decals on here. If I kind of show you this, that's going to focus very good. See how detailed that is? It's 3D. It's not like your Edward stuff, which I don't like. It's all 2D Edward. That stuff, and then you got the harnesses, which we'll talk about later. Instructions say don't use any setting solutions, don't use any micro set, any of that kind of stuff. And what we're going to basically do is we'll do one live. Zoom back out again. We'll do one live and see how it goes. My first ever time using these guys, the panel, and we'll go through it. So here's the instructions again, showing you basically where they're going. And the instrument panel, you can see how detailed that guy is going to be. It's going to look amazing, I think. And then the seats. So let's do one and see how it goes. So let's do number 14, which is basically just this panel down the side here. So it should be a straightforward kind of shape to do. So let's do one first and see how we get on. So let me take out the bag. And as always with decals, again, this is 3D printed. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's not a normal decal, but we're going to cut it away carefully. And these numbers are very close. I'm trying not to cut through the numbers so we know the rest of them are. Okay, we'll move out of the way. And then this one's just going to go, literally it's going to sit right there, like that. So, as of any decal, we've got some hot water here. I'm just going to get my decal tweezers from Tamiya. and dip it in for a few seconds. And this is only really used just to get it off the backing paper. But what you can do is you need to glue it. So CA glue or PVA glue. I'm going to use PVA because it gives a little bit more wiggle time. I've got some thin blend Gator grip I used. It's basically watered down PVA. You can use any kind of PVA, just a nice thin amount. Just with a toothpick, and I'm just going to wipe it on. And again, never done this before, so let's see what we've got going on here. I'm not sure how long they're going to take to... Oh, straight off, no problem at all. So, again, there's no adhesive on the back of these. And it's very thin. Interesting, okay. I'm just going to place it on here. Okay, a little bit extra glue. So let me get a Q-tip. Just kind of blot it away like that. Okay, I think that was it. Okay, well that was easy. So again, there we go. That one's on again with the PVA glue. So I'm gonna let this one dry fully and see how it looks, and then I'll go around and do the rest of it. So I'm just going to follow instructions exactly the same way. So you saw that hot water pretty much came off in a few seconds. More PVA glue and stick it down, put the instructions, and then there you go, lots of switches and stuff. Again, I'm not sure with this lighting and stuff how well you can see all that. So let me go through, work through the rest of this stuff. It actually looks really cool, so I'm really excited. So let me work through, and I'll come back in a little bit and I kind of show you where I'm at. All right, so we're done. And looking really good. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. Actually, let me bring it closer. And that's what it looks like. Isn't that cool? I'm a huge fan. First time I used these guys. Very, very impressed. Let me zoom in so you get a better look. Now look at that. Doesn't that look awesome? Exactly the reason why I didn't start this kit and I wanted to wait, because I knew something like this would come out, and with all that glass work over this and the tandem cockpits, gonna look awesome. Still gonna put the sticks in, the control sticks, and the seats. Let me put that down there a little bit. But yeah, isn't that awesome? So let me talk a little bit about it. So really easy to use. Just as you saw, just dip it in the water. Within a couple of seconds, it comes apart off the backing paper. Pretty easy to manipulate. It's very thin, but it didn't kind of break or bend or anything. So little thin PVA glue, put them down, did a few parts at a time, different areas, because some of these kind of go on top of each other and kind of overlap and stuff, especially on the control panel and the instrument panel here. So just took my time with that, and no problem at all. No setting solutions, obviously. Just basically just treat these as like parts, basically like photo etch parts. Just going to glue it on, and then that is it. Again, very, very happy with this. Now, I'm not going to rush out by tons of these because I think it's all about what you see, right? And a lot of cockpits, definitely 48 scale, you're not really going to see inside it. Now, that being said, my 48 scale Tamiya, the new F14A late, if they bring a late version out of this, I'm definitely probably buy that. 32nd scale, I think is going to be good too, but the price is very prohibitive. This was about $20 for this one, which isn't so bad. But I've seen similar ones like Red Fox Studios from like 32nd scale Growler. They're like $50. That's a lot of money just for a few instrument panels and stuff. But I definitely think this is definitely the way forward. I've gone on the days of the Aries cockpit sets where you have to do major surgery and they don't fit and that kind of stuff. This is just way easier. Sand off the detail on the plastic, glue these guys on, and you get this. So yeah, first time, highly impressed, and definitely gonna be drinking from the Kool-Aid on this, I think. So it looks good in the office, but we haven't even got the seats in there yet. So seats. This is the other aftermarket to kind of spice it up, and these are the seats. Aries 4403. Now, I'm guessing they're not the usual like NACES seats because it says here it's a GRU EA7, which I think is slightly different, and it says here for A-6E, which is this, or EA6A injection seats. So I'm guessing maybe there's a slight subtle difference here. Obviously coming in pack of pair. Again, these aren't very expensive. I think I'd probably pay less than $10, and you do get some photo etch back there too for the straps. for the harnesses, but we won't use those because with the Quinta Studio set we're using, we've got all these cool 3D printed ones looking way better and way easier to use. So I think I'm going to use these guys instead, these straps, but we use the seats. So first thing to do is cut the blocks off. Done a million times before. Just take my saw out, cut along the bottom, sand it down, and then we'll go from there. Now, being resin, just be very careful with your the dust and stuff. You don't want to get it in your lungs. It's kind of like asbestos. You don't be very careful. So wear a mask. Once you've taken care of this stuff, with a wet rag or wet paper towel, wipe away any dust, get rid of it, or vacuum it up. Then move along. Fortunately, these seats are tiny small areas, so not dealing with huge amounts of resin, but still, nonetheless, it can be pretty dangerous to you. So just a health and safety warning there. So, yeah, isn't that awesome? That's not focusing, is it? Focus. So, all right, so let me get these off the blocks, get working on the seats, and then I'll be right back. And I think once these seats are in, it's really going to look amazing in the front office here. Okay, we're done. The seats are in, and yeah, looking really cool. So super zoomed in, so hopefully it's going to focus okay. But that's how we're looking. Seats. So obviously we used the Aries aftermarket resin seats, but then I came across and used the Quinta Studios, which you get in the set. I'm going to put it down so it's not moving around. Took the detail for the seats, which came in a pack with the rest of the cockpit stuff. So I used those, and I did use CA super glue, not PVA glue, so I just wanted an instant bond, like bind, so I don't need a lot of straps and stuff. But again, this scale, I think it looks really good. Hope you agree. So there you go, just simple paint job, little dry brushing, and then just went ahead into decals and the Quinta Studio stuff. And that's pretty much the finished tub. Added a wash back here, my usual Starship filth, just a quick little oil wash I made up. And around the back here, create some grime and inside and stuff, but yeah, really happy. So first time using these, as I mentioned, and I'd definitely be using them again, but I think it's not one of those things where you rush out and buy every single one. I think you'll be selective, right? So this is obviously a cockpit which is big. You're going to see it, a lot of glass work. On a typical 48 scale, I'm not sure if you're really going to see much, so I probably wouldn't bother. 30-second scale, I think, but it depends on the price. I think this was about $20, $25, which I think is a fair price for this. Once you get in the 30-second scale, especially the Red Fox Studios ones, they're like $50 with shipping. That's just way too expensive. I'm not going to spend that kind of money. But for $20, I think it's $20, $25. I think it's a fair thing. And also, this is very simple to do. It looks very complex. It looks like I did an amazing kind of artistic job and stuff, but it's just putting down decals with glue. I mean, got plenty of wiggle room, easy to use, and maybe not a complete beginner, but if you can put decals down, beginner to intermediate stage, no problem at all. You can do this and get these kind of results pretty easily. It didn't take much work to do that. It just, yeah, it was really a pleasure to work with. And again, pretty easy to work with, easy to, plenty of time to work with it. It's not like a decal where it's going to stick. Using PVA glue, you got, minutes or long time to move the stuff around before it'll stick. So plenty of time, it fit perfectly, and no issues at all. So I'm going to wrap this video up. That's the cockpit stage. This will go in the next part. We'll put this into the tub with members put nose weight and the rest of the stuff. And we'll go from there. So thank you for watching as always. Hope you have a great week. Goodbye.